Hello, I'm Teresha Young, relationship master coach, and welcome to this week's Real-ationship Talk. For this week's question, I have been asked, will she cheat on me? My girlfriend and I started dating about 2 years ago when we worked together and were both with different people at the time. We had an affair and both left our partners. As you can imagine, it caused a lot of upset, disappointment, and judgment from others. However, 2 years later, we're still together and very happy. Though recently, I've been becoming a bit paranoid and jealous. Maybe because it's around the anniversary of when we left our exes, which normally would be a celebration of a relationship starting. But I keep remembering the impact that our tainted starts had on people. Whenever she says she's working overtime, I can't help thinking back to the times when she lied to her partner at the time, saying she was working overtime, but she was secretly seeing me. Am I overthinking this? Firstly, no, you are not overthinking this whatsoever. It's actually quite understandable why you are thinking and feeling this way. It's not uncommon when a relationship starts on the grounds of an affair for these type of fears and doubts to be creeping in. That is the issue when you have to start a relationship trusting somebody who you once watched cheating on somebody else. Firstly, you do have to ask yourself, do you actually have any proof of any wrongdoing on her part? Perhaps she really is doing overtime. And if you have any proof, what information are you working with? Is it her behaviours? Is she acting a bit shifty? Or have you seen communication between her and somebody else that looks a little bit iffy? Or maybe somebody said something to you. What information are you working with? And I'm not saying that you have to go out there and investigate everything, go out there and try to get into her phone, start following her around. There's no need to become a stalker in that aspect. But what I am saying is that what evidence and information do you have? Is it just a matter of how you are feeling? Either way, it's going to be really helpful if you have a conversation with her to explain how you are feeling and perhaps why you are feeling that way. And if you're a bit worried about how you have that conversation with her, I did a video a few weeks back on how to deal with an unsupportive partner. And I share with you a technique in order to have difficult conversations. And it uses I statements, and it's a very powerful technique. Apply it in context, however, to your current situation, because the technique that I talk about in terms of having unsupportive partners would not be relevant to this, but take the technique for what it is. Fundamentally, however, having a relationship has to be built on trust. In order to have a healthy, strong relationship, trust is fundamental. And one way to build and maintain trust in a relationship is to make sure that you are being a trustworthy person yourself. And this is something that I teach to my clients, that it's important to always be honest. They say that honesty is the best policy. So whenever you are feeling something that doesn't quite resonate with you, you're out of vibration with it, you're witnessing something from your partner, communicate. Effectively communicate. Because if not, we as people can tend to hold up on stress, anxiety, resentment, sometimes even guilt, shame, whatever feelings you are holding in, and it can start to eat away at you. And there's so many reasons why we don't necessarily speak our truth in a relationship. It could be simply because you're worried about how to express yourself. It could be because you're worried about how the other person's going to receive it and respond. But the thing is, if we allow it to build up and the other person finds out as well that you haven't necessarily been truthful because you haven't shared what you're feeling and you haven't opened up to them, then that can make you seem like an untrustworthy person. So definitely have that conversation with her to explain how you are feeling. Not only that, it's important that you come from a place of integrity at all time. That will show that you are a trustworthy person. And when we are demonstrating that we are trustworthy, that can have an influence on our partner's behavior as well. So that they become more trustworthy in what they say and they do. So come from a place of integrity. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If we don't commit to what we say we will do or what we can do, and we don't follow through on it, then that can make you seem like you just don't live up to your word. So ensure that your actions are aligned with the words that you are speaking to. And if that really resonates with anybody else who is watching this, and firstly, I hope that has been helpful for you. If this resonates with anybody and you're thinking, I'm in a very similar situation where I don't necessarily trust my partner, there's something a bit funny going on at the moment, they act in a certain way, the behaviour has changed, they don't communicate with me as they used to communicate with me, something's changed. Or even if you have been told that you're not a trustworthy person, then the best thing you can do is to book in a free clarity call with myself. And you can do that on my website, www.tereshayoung.com, and I'll drop a link to it in the description section or comment section below, because I would love to see how I can help to unravel some of those cobwebs of your thoughts, your feelings and your emotions that is leading you to a place of feeling maybe that you are being told that you are untrustworthy, or even questioning the trustworthiness of somebody else. I would love to see how I can help you, so be sure to book in some time. Until next week's Real Relationship Talk, take great care of yourself and other people.